Forge game. I am still a hard hedgehog. Let's go. All right. I am playing the only good Sonic game that has ever existed. This is the only this is the only Sonic game that was ever any good to play. All the other Sonic games are garbage. Every other Sonic game that has ever existed, ever been released since 1991-92 has been this. This is the only good Sonic game. This is the only good Sonic game that there actually is. There is no other Sonic game that is worth playing. So, I didn't get to watch Sonic Saturday. I missed Sonic Saturday, unfortunately, and I got hit. So we're playing the only Sonic the Hedgehog game that's worth playing. This is the only Sonic game that has ever existed that is any good. And it is Super Sonic Brothers. Super Sonic Brothers, the only Sonic the Hedgehog game that has ever been any good. I hope you enjoy. This is the only Sonic game that is any good or worth playing. This is the only Sonic game that is worth playing. Here we go. World 1 of 1. Whoops. I guess I wasn't fast enough for the Hedgehog. The Hedgehog just wasn't able to match up to Super Sonic Brothers. This is Super Sonic Brothers. The only Sonic game that is worth playing. Take that. That's the jump attack. I just need to get a fire flower, or whatever it's called in this weird universe that I'm in. There we go. I won the first level. First level's always easy to do. What's up, Krell? How you doing, man? There we go. I got the flower, the fire flower, or the power flower. Now I can shoot fireballs. Whoops, I got hit. Oh no, Sonic died. This is the only Sonic game that is worth playing. The only Sonic game that is actually worth playing. Oh, I just died. Whoops. Sonic the Hedgehog just wasn't able to handle Super Sonic Brothers. Whoops. Super Sonic Brothers. Here we go. World 1, Stage 1. I've been playing Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun. Let's see here, rest in peace. Nintendo emulator. Yeah, it's a Nintendo emulator. Okay, I've now become Super Giant Sonic. Now I'm just plain old small Sonic. Whoops. Sonic died again. And it's game over again with Sonic the Dead Hog. Okay, this one is Sonic, Lost in Mario's World. Let's see what this one's about. There's also Sonic Smash Brothers. Yeah. The only Sonic games that are worth playing are ones that copy Mario, Mario the Hedgehog, Mario Sonic. NOD all day. we also have Sonic Smash Brothers. What's this one about? Okay, looks like it's going to load. Come on, dude. Fucking load up. Yeah, this is the only Sonic games that are worth playing are the ones that copy Sonic. Yeah. The only good Sonic games that were ever released were Sonic Mario games. Sonic Mario crossover because it's Mario that makes Sonic any good. Otherwise, Sonic is garbage. Sonic sucks. That's why Mario and Pikachu is better. Like has Simon from Castlevania or Mega Man. There's a Flash game called Super Mario Crossover where you can play Mario as any NES mascot. That sounds interesting. Do you have a link? Yeah, this is just taking a long time to load. These Flash-based games take forever. Yeah, this is the only good Sonic games that were ever released. The only good ones that are worth playing more than like 4 minutes. Every other Sonic game sucks. Every other single Sonic game is bad. Alright, what is this one? Whoops. Looks like I fell off. Okay, that's how you jump. Yeah, Sonic just sucks, dude. To me, Sonic. Oh, there he goes. Falling off and dying again on me. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, I made it. It's archived very sick. Here we go. We're playing as Sonic Sucks. Sonic the Suck Hog. Because Sonic is not an anime, and Sonic is a Western inspired idea. And of course, it does that. Alright, well, this is how come Sonic sucks. Because Sonic is not an anime, and Sonic sucks. Sonic fundamentally sucks. There we go, we made it. And that's why Sonic sucks. Alright, so that's why Sonic sucks. Alright, there we go. What the hell is this one? Friday night. Dude, is this. What the heck is this? Okay, let's see here. Krell posted a link. Take a look and see what he posted. Forge Gang! I'm still a hard man. Forge Gang! I'm still a hard man. Forge Gang! I'm still a hard man. Let's go. All right, flashmuseum.org Super Mario Brothers crossover. Yeah, Sonic sucks. Sonic just fundamentally sucks. It's not loading. Yeah, Mario is better than Sonic the Hedgehog. Pokemon, even Pokemon is better than Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, pretty much everything is better than Sonic the Hedgehog is. Pokemon is better than Sonic. Pokemon and Mario are better than Sonic the Gay Hog. Krill says, I don't know. Krill says, gang, activity, let's go. Gang, gang, Forge, gang, gang, Forge, gang, 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 Forge, gang, Forge, gang, go. Forge, Forge, Forge and gang, gang. Super Mario Bros. Crossover is a non-profit fan game created out of love for retro games. Please support the companies that made the games it is based on. Okay, I wasn't able to finish reading it. Is it going to load or what? Okay, it just went into black screen. Now it's just a black screen. Well, is it going to load or what? Forge Gang! I'm still a heart man! Yeah, it's not loading. I don't know if it's because the Flash player is not synchronizing with the laptop. No idea. I'll wait a few seconds. Krell says, Oy vey! It broke! Oh, well, it was cool. Probably too old. I don't think it's too old to play. I think it's just... it's not going to work. What a shame, dude. Let's try Pokemon Red. Pokemon and Mario are better. They're just better. Better games than Gosnick the Gay Fag Hog. Gosnick the Gay Hog. It's just Gosnick the Gay Hog, as I like to call it. Krell says, probably too old, yeah. Okay, this is Pokemon Red. Hello there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People call me the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for fights. Myself, I study Pokemon as a profession. First, what is your name? Right, so your name is Red. This is my grandson. He has been your rival since you were a baby. What is your name again? That's right. I remember now. His name is Blue. Red, your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go. Red is playing the SNES. Okay, it's time to go. Mom, right, all boys leave home someday. It said so on TV. Professor Oak next door is looking for you. Pallet Town, shades of your journey await. It's encyclopedia-like, but the pages are blank. Red, Gramps isn't around. There's an email message here. Comas. Calling all Pokemon trainers. The elite trainers of Pokemon League are ready to take on all comers. Bring your best Pokemon and see. Boy, how you rate as a trainer. Pokemon League HQ, Indigo Plateau. P.S. Professor Oak, please visit us. So where is Professor Oak? Technology is incredible. You can now store and recall items. And Pokemon has data via a PC. I am raising Pokemon too. When they get strong, they can protect me. Blue's house. Hi, Red. Blue is out at Grandpa's lab. I study Pokemon has Professor Oak's aide. Professor Oak is the authority on Pokemon. Many Pokemon trainers hold him in high regard. I study Pokemon has Professor Oak's aide. Blue, yo Red, Gramps isn't around. There are Pokeballs. Those are Pokeballs. They contain Pokemon. The save option is on the menu. True patrician taste. There you go, buddy. Sonic the Hedgehog sucks. Sonic the Hedgehog just sucks. Okay, I already talked to this guy. Well, am I supposed to do something or what? It is a big map. This is beautiful. A town map. Okay, so I guess this is like Pallet Town. Can I look out the window? No. But where is Professor Oak? I would rather play this than Sonic the Gay Hog. Push start to open the menu. Okay, there's the save. Crammed full of Pokemon books. Oak, hey, wait, don't go out. Oh, there he is. There's Professor Oak. Oak, it is unsafe. Wild Pokemon live in tall grass. You need your Pokemon for your protection. I know. Here, come with me. Blue, Gramps, I'm fed up with waiting. Oh, Blue, let me think. Oh, that is right. I told you to. Come, just wait. Here, Red. There are 3 Pokemon here. Ha ha! They are inside the Pokeballs. When I was young, I was a serious Pokemon trainer. In my old age, I have only 3 left, but you can have 1. Chopsy. Blue, hey, Gramps, what about me? Be patient, Blue. You can have 1 too. I got the Charmazard. Lizard. Obviously prefers hot places. When it rains, steam is said to sprout from the tip of its tail. So, you want the fire Pokemon. Charmazard. So this is a Charmazard. This Pokemon is really energetic. Red received a Charmander. Do you want to give it a nickname? Blue says that he'll take this one then. Blue received a Squirtle. Oh, if a wild Pokemon appears, your Pokemon can fight against it. Blue, my Pokemon looks a lot stronger. Blue, wait, Red. Let's check out our Pokemon. Come on, I'll take you on. Blue wants to fight. Blue sent out Squirtle. Go, Tom. Enemy Squirtle fainted. Tom gained 70 experience points. Tom grew to level 6. Attack is 12, defense is 10, speed 13, special is 12. Red defeated Blue. Blue, what? Unbelievable. I picked the wrong Pokemon. Red got 175 yen for winning. Blue, okay, I'll make my Pokemon fight too. Toughen it up. Red, Gramps, smell you later. Route 1 of Pallet Town. Viridian City. Oh, we gotta fight. Wild Pidgey appeared. Go, Tom. Critical hit. Enemy Pidgey fainted. Tom gained 23 experience points. Hi, I work at Pokemon Mart. It's a convenient shop, so please visit us in Viridian City. I know I'll give you a sample. Here you go. Red got a potion. Wild Pidgey appeared. Go, Tom. I guess the growl technique doesn't work. I'm taking a lot of damage. Got away safely. Wild Pidgey appeared. Go, Tom. See those ledges along the road? It is a bit scary, but you can jump from them. You can get back to Pallet Town quicker than that. Quicker that way. Trainer tips. The battle moves of Pokemon are limited by their power points, PP. To replenish PPP, rest your tired Pokemon at a Pokemon Center. So I guess this is a Poke Center. There's a Pokemon Center in every town ahead. They don't charge any money either. Pokemon Centers heal your tired, hurt, or fainted Pokemon. You can use that PC in the corner. The receptionist told me so kind. Welcome to the Cable Club. We're making preparations. Please wait. Red turned on the PC. Access my PC. Access item storage system. Alright, log off. Access someone's PC. Access Pokemon storage system. Soberman only wishes that he could play awesome games like this. Welcome to our Pokemon Center. We heal your Pokemon back to perfect health. Shall we heal your Pokemon? Okay, we'll need your Pokemon. Thank you, your Pokemon are fighting fit. We hope to see you again. Alright, so I have just one Pokemon. Those Pokeballs at your waist. You have Pokemon. It's great that you can carry and use Pokemon anytime, anywhere. Let's see here. There's Mario. Super Mario Run. Okay, so I think we got down to the fact that Sonic the Hedgehog is awful. Sonic the Hedgehog is not an anime. So I think Mario and Pokemon is better than Sonic the Gay Hog. So Rick Perry says, Forge Gang! Interdimensional Lizard says that this does not look like an anime. Rick Perry says that Francis E. Deck-esque doesn't know squat. I am outraged that he blocked me, and I am such a pleasant and agreeable girl. Oh, did, Francis block you, Rick Perry? I'm sorry to hear that. Rick Perry says that he is a delight in truth. Krell says, sup. Black Spy VR says, what the fuck are you doing? LOL, Nintendo emulator, huh? I'm proving to the entire world that Sonic the Hedgehog sucks, and that Mario and Pokemon is better, and also that Sonic is not an anime. That's what I'm trying to prove to the entire world. Sonic is not an anime. Krell says, rest in peace, Super Sonic Brothers. Krell says that he has been playing Command and Conquer Tiberian's Son. NOD all day. Command and Conquer all day. Or NOD all day. Krell says that there is a Flash game called Super Mario Crossover where you can play Mario has any NES mascot. That's really cool. Krell says, like Simon from Castlevania or Mega Man. I like Mega Man and Simon from Castlevania. Yeah, sure, one sec. Let's see here. It's archived, very sick. Yeah, awesome, cool, man. Krell says, I don't know. Gang activity. Oy vey, it's broke. Sad face. Oh, well, it was cool. Probably too old. Yeah, verily true patrician taste. Yeah. Give me a second here. Yeah, oh, by the way, Sonic 3 flopped in Japan. Did you know that Sonic flopped in Japan?
Sonic Movie 3 totally flopped in Japan, pulling...
That's right. Sonic sucks. Sonic sucks a lot. Sonic sucks.
Pulling in just $180,000 on opening day. Sonic Movie 3 totally flopped in Japan, pulling in just $180,000 on opening day. While some people were shocked, hardcore fans kinda saw it coming. Sonic has never really been Japan's thing. But why? How did a character created in Japan become way more popular everywhere except Japan? Let's break it down. To get it, we gotta rewind to the early 90s. Back then, Sega was killing it in arcades, but their home console, the Mega Drive, aka the Genesis in the US, was getting destroyed by Nintendo's Super Famicom. In Japan, the Super Famicom sold a massive 16 million units, while the Mega Drive barely scraped 3 million. That meant Sonic, who was supposed to be Sega's answer to Mario, didn't get the exposure he needed. Take Sonic 2, for example. Huge hit worldwide with over 7 million copies sold, but Japan only accounted for a tiny 260,000 of those. Ouch. The truth is, Sonic was never built for Japan's tastes. He had that edgy, rebellious, cool guy attitude that was designed to appeal to Western audiences. Japan preferred cute, wholesome mascots like Mario and Pikachu. To make things worse, Sega of Japan didn't even bother releasing arcade versions of Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, missing a big chance to introduce Sonic to more Japanese players. Was Sonic unpopular because the Mega Drive flopped? Or did the Mega Drive flop because Sonic wasn't clicking with Japanese gamers? Either way, it wasn't looking good. Fast forward to the Sega Saturn. In Japan, the Saturn actually did really well, selling way better than it did in the West. This could have been Sonic's big moment, but Sega fumbled again. Instead of dropping a brand new Sonic game, all they did was release Sonic R, a weird racing game, and Sonic Jam, a collection of old games. At this point, Japan had already moved on to next-level 3D games, and Sonic just looked kinda outdated. Funny enough, Sonic Team did make a hit Saturn game, Nights into Dreams. It was so successful that some Japanese fans had no idea Sonic Team was even about Sonic. One developer even said they got letters asking, "Who is Sonic?" That's how little impact he had there. When Sega launched the Dreamcast, they tried to go big with Sonic Adventure. It was a full-on reinvention, leaning into JRPG-style storytelling and over-the-top cinematic moments. It actually worked. Japanese players dug the anime-style characters, the dramatic story, and the kaiju-inspired final boss. But just when Sonic was getting some traction, Sega's whole console business crashed and burned. The Dreamcast got steamrolled by the PlayStation 2, and Sega was forced to stop making hardware. And just like that, whatever progress Sonic made in Japan was wiped out. Sega then tried another move, pushing Sonic through anime. Sonic X was designed to make the character more appealing in Japan, featuring a Dragon Ball Z-style theme song, and even adding a human character to be relatable for Japanese kids. But yeah, it flopped. Ratings tanked so hard that Japan didn't even bother airing the third season. And I don't even understand why. It was so good. The animation was beyond its time. These Japanese kids just don't know much about Peak, honestly. They'd rather watch Doraemon than Sonic. At least here in the West, the show blew up, proving once again that Sonic had a much stronger audience outside of Japan. Same thing happened with the Sonic OVA in 1996. For years, Sonic was kinda just there in Japan, never really making waves. But in 2022, Sonic Frontiers changed the game. This time, Sega actually leaned into Japanese gaming culture, taking inspiration from Breath of the Wild and Neon Genesis Evangelion. The massive boss fights went viral on Japanese social media, and casting Megumi Hayashibara, the voice of Rei Ayanami from Evangelion, was a huge deal. Sega also pulled some smart marketing moves, teaming up with popular VTuber Corone, working with Monster Hunter, and getting One OK Rock on the soundtrack. It all paid off. Frontier sold really well in Japan, proving that Sonic can work there if Sega actually puts in the effort. So, if Frontiers was a hit, why did Sonic Movie 3 flop there? It's weird because the movie was heavily marketed in Japan. They even changed the name to Sonic X Shadow, Tokyo Mission, and included a Tokyo setting to make it feel more local. But here's the problem. The movie's humor and storytelling are just way too American. Japanese audiences tend to prefer a different kind of comedy, and even huge Hollywood blockbusters, like peak MCU movies, usually underperform compared to local hits like Demon Slayer and Your Name. Basically, just because a movie looks Japanese with a Tokyo setting doesn't mean it's Japanese. Frontiers got it right by adapting its tone and style, but Sonic Movie 3 didn't. Plus, the first two Sonic movies were released months late in Japan, so hype was already over. So, can Sonic ever win over Japan? Sonic probably isn't going to be the next Mario in Japan, but Frontiers proved that with the right approach, he can definitely do better. Sega is even experimenting with making Sonic cuter, Sonic and Friends, to tap into Japan's love for kawaii mascots. The big question is, will Sega stick with this strategy, or will they drop the ball again like they did after Sonic Adventure? Only time will tell. What do you think? Can Sonic finally break through in Japan?
All right, well, there you go. Sonic sucks.
So let me get this straight. I sent you shit-tits off to find me a Dragon Ball, and you bring back a toddler.
Well, we did bring back the Dragon Ball.
And a toddler. Did you try, I don't know, taking off the hat?
Well, we thought about it on the way back, but it really brings the whole Chinese prince look together.
And he's your size. You can run that shit. Fair enough.
My daddy's not gonna let you get away with this.
Big pin whoop. We beat Piccolo, and that guy's strong as shit.
Yeah? So did my dad.
By himself?
Yeah.
Oh God, your father's Goku.
Oh my God, you...
Da 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 da. Yeah, Sonic is not an anime. Did I mention that Sonic the Hedgehog is not an anime? I don't care about your advertisements. There we go.
To beat up Eggman, there's no motivation to keep me playing. The stages aren't that what countries, or at least in the US, I've seen that people associate Sega with Sonic, and that's about it, or maybe retro games. But in Japan, when you say Sega, I think they'll think about maybe Hatsune Miku, Puyo Puyo, and all those other titles. And right now, since Sega bought Atlas, I guess that too, but it's a little bit different. So let's go through the comments, and I'll just be reading the Japanese comments in English. I'll be translating it, right now. So the thread is about why Sonic is not popular in Japan. So they're already saying that Sonic isn't popular in Japan, which is almost very opposite to what happens in the US or outside of Japan, because Sonic is pretty popular. So, his legs are too thin. The character looks Western because it's from Mega Drive. Fast-scrolling games aren't gonna be popular in Japan because he isn't saving any princess. I don't feel like, oh yes, I want to play Sonic. It makes me feel motion sickness. In Japan, rats aren't popular, or mouse aren't popular, mice. What about that electric mouse? Isn't it a game where you just run to collect coins? No, it's about a game where you run to collect rings. I don't feel like going to beat up Eggman. There's no motivation to keep me playing. The stages aren't that well made, and I don't feel like I've accomplished something when playing it. His eyes are stuck together. Maybe because there wasn't any anime. So many people say that it's good to do a speed run, but most people who play more than 2 times, they try to go for all the rings and then go to the checkpoint or find the secret items. So it's the complete opposite of what you would expect to do in a speed run. I thought it was gonna be a game where you could run freely, and it was the complete opposite. I bought the first game and adventures only. I really liked adventure. I I wish that they would make something like that. Everybody likes furries outside of Japan. The blue color is not popular, or so said the guy in red. It's not fun at all. I think people outside of Japan are just stupid. After Adventure, the game aren't that well made. I can't believe he's in Smash Brothers. He's very popular outside of Japan, so it's to be expected. I like the Sonic games, but I don't like how he plays in Smash. I feel like it's just a game where you watch the movies. You're just looking at it, almost like pinball. The fight against Eggman isn't good either. The bonus stages were fun. That was almost like Pac-Man, but evolved. I'm so sad that this character is gonna get lost um, because of the lack of games. They should make something revolutionary. I think it's because he doesn't appear in anything outside of the games. He should be like Hello Kitty. I really like Sonic 2 on the Game Gear. It's because the map was so simple. It was really fun to run around in the small map so fast. It's because he's from Sega. I don't know about Mega Drive games, but I really liked Adventure 1 and 2. But with Heroes Shadow, Sonic 2006 was really bad. World Adventure Colors Generation was okay, but it went down again with Lost World and the Tune. I don't know which game that is. It's in Japanese, so yeah. All the games are very different in the how good they are. I remember when there were lots of Sega fans on these threads. They always replied to everything about Sega. They always waited for games.
Hey everybody, it's John from 8 Worlds, and today I'm going to explain to you why, regardless of your console allegiances, Sonic the Hedgehog, not a good game. Sorry. Caught up in that one initial explosion of success and try to replicate it over and over again, rather than evolving into new tools aren't adding anything to the franchise.
Okay, so this is why Sonic sucks. This is why Sonic the Gay Hog sucks.
In today's era of AAA mega hits like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, and GTA, we hear a lot of complaints that sequels aren't adding anything to the franchise. Games get caught up in that one initial explosion of success and try to replicate it over and over again, rather than evolving into new, greater experiences. But allow me to take you to the other end of the spectrum. What if there were games that were successful and yet their creators had seemingly no idea why? What if initial success led to a devoted enough fan base to give the illusion of continued success as a franchise delves farther and farther into a web of confusing failures? When Sonic the Hedgehog premiered for the Sega Genesis, it was advertised as being one simple thing: fast.
Sonic the Hedgehog. More action, more speed.
If you had to distill the concept of the entire Sonic Empire into one single word, it would, or at least should, be fast. But why? Can you think of a single game in the Sonic series in which moving quickly is advisable or even a legitimate option? The very first Sonic game ever released plays as if it were developed by two entirely independent teams. One team was told to design the levels and that they needed to compete with Nintendo's Super Mario Bros. The second team was told to design a character, something edgy, who would be the polar opposite of a fat plumber. The first team made levels full of tedious platforming. The second team made a race car. Race cars aren't good at platforming. Attitude. When you push forward on the D-pad, Sonic starts running. He slowly builds up speed. This is good, says your brain. You're excited because this little blue guy is really zipping along fast. This is way more exciting than Mario, but then you hit a bad guy. Sonic dies. What? How could you have seen that coming? You were going so fast that he hit you before you had time to react. There's some basic game design rule breaking going on right from the beginning, but you figure that you can just memorize the enemies there. You play again and make it past the enemy and pick up some rings. Then you hit another enemy and drop your rings. Oh, you think to yourself, rings allow me to take a hit. You start moving again, but to your dismay, you've lost all your momentum now and you have to get Sonic back up to speed. You finally build up speed. You're really moving fast now. You're picking up rings, defeating enemies like a pro. Sure, some enemy placement has caused you to take damage and therefore slow down, but you are making progress. Then the unthinkable happens. A spring concealed in a wall sends you flying backwards through half the level. Why, game? Why? As you start playing through the level again, you realize something. In order for me to play this game, I need to move slowly. The problem is that Team 2, who designed Sonic, made him control better at high speeds than low. When walking, he feels heavy, almost like he's underwater, and when he is underwater, the game verges on being unplayable. Let's review what we've learned. The first Sonic game features a character who is built to move fast, but levels that are intended to be played slowly. Like this part, okay, you literally cannot, because this whole thing is timed. Like, it's the most meticulous, like, you can't go faster there, you just literally can't. The game actively tries to keep you from moving quickly by punishing you for doing so. Imagine if every time you jumped in Mario, you lost your power-up. The game would be a contradiction, essentially saying, jump so I can punish you. That's exactly what the first Sonic game does. Run so I can stop you. I wish I could say that it gets better from there, but it doesn't. Yes, later Sonic games made improvements, and the franchise continues to try new things to this day, but they never addressed that first issue. When playing any Sonic game, you will, at some point, be punished for doing exactly what Sonic was intended to do. Go fast. So why, then, is Sonic a successful franchise? Because it has to be. Look at your collection of games, particularly those that launched with a system or were strongly pushed by a console developer as the game to get. Are those the best games? In many cases, no, but they are popular. Sonic the Hedgehog was pushed as a game for cool kids. It was, when it launched, one of the few quality titles available on the Genesis, and most importantly, it was the closest you were going to get to Mario on your Genesis. If you owned a Genesis, you owned Sonic the Hedgehog. You didn't own it because you knew from experience it was good. You owned it because you would be lame if you didn't. And besides, what else were you going to play on a system that no one was making games for? Sonic succeeded out of necessity, not playability. That pseudo-success allowed it to continue and gave the developers the impression that what they had hit upon was good. Therefore, those broken mechanics were written down as law in Sonic's rulebook. To put it simply, the reason Sonic the Hedgehog is popular today is because a lot of people owned it in the past. You'll hear many Sonic fans today say that the franchise isn't as good as it once was. They say that Sonic controls poorly and that the games in general just don't play as well. Here's a mind-blowing fact. Sonic hasn't gotten worse. Your taste has gotten better. Sonic controls just as poorly as he always has, and there's really no evidence to say that that's ever going to change. Yeah, oh, there's one. Hey, guess where that sends you? Frack! That sums it up. That's it. The end.
Okay, so lesson to take away. Sonic sucks. Sonic the Hedgehog sucks.
So, if you didn't already know, I'm a bit of a Sonic nerd. If you know me in person, you've seen me scribble a couple of Sonics in my time. He was one of the first characters I made fan art of. I think he's way past cool. Like most of my special interests, they...
This may be the last ad you see. With Hi Adblock, visit your favorite websites and
Thank you
watch
so
ads
much. I don't
disappear.
care.
Sega, this is a really weird analogy for puberty. In the entertainment industry, remakes are essential for certain titles. Some things that may be considered incredible during the time may be considered outdated in the future and thus could be remade for newer audiences. Where the original Dreamcast version went for a stylized, realistic look, DX completely changes it to have more cartoony textures. The lighting is also completely different, and by that, I mean it's entirely removed. The original Lantern engine that powered the Dreamcast version has been completely dissolved, being replaced with something else that really doesn't look that great. It gives some things this really weird, shiny look to them and gets rid of the nice effect on the buildings and water at nighttime. The characters themselves are also changed, going from a more primitive, shorter look, feeling more like the classic renditions of the characters, to a more elongated, noodle-like appearance, being more accurate to the game's art. I don't dislike how they look, I don't like them either. The models themselves are perfectly fine, but the way they're implemented into the game is not. They still use the...
Sonic vs. Mario was the video game mascot war of the early 90s. But looking at 2022, Mario is the clear winner. But how did our favorite mustachioed plumber defeat the baddest hedgehog in town? Taking a look at Super Mario Bros. 1 and 3 for the NES and Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo, it's clear that Nintendo focuses on innovation while maintaining core gameplay principles. And I'm not including Super Mario Bros. 2 due to its infamous history. On the surface, it seems that Super Mario Bros. 1 and 3 are similar games. Levels consist of running left to right, you face a lot of the same enemies, and Mario can warp to the end of the game with cleverly hidden shortcuts. But outside of that, this game shows so much growth. Instead of just traversing Super Mario Bros. 3 in a linear path, Nintendo introduced the overworld. No longer will gamers have to play 1-1, 1-2, and 1-3 now that they can pick their own path. This encourages replayability as players may want to take different paths on different playthroughs. And having an overworld allowed Nintendo to add fun things like minigames and mini-boss fights. Super Mario Bros. 3 includes way more power-ups than Super Mario Bros.' Fire Flower. Sure, some of them don't get used a lot, but power-ups like Mario's Tanuki Suit completely changes the game. And between Super Mario Bros. 1 and 3, there are a lot of little changes as well, like auto-scrolling levels, the introduction of the Koopalings, and the little roulette boxes at the end of the levels. Compare these changes to Sonic 1 and 2. The only big differences in Sonic 2 is the inclusion of Tails, who may get a lucky hit in every once in a while, but frankly doesn't do too much, a change to the bonus stages, and the ability to turn into Super Sonic after collecting all 7 Chaos Emeralds. And while Super Sonic is a major change, he's locked behind such a daunting task. As a kid, I never knew anyone who unlocked Super Sonic, so it really doesn't affect gameplay for your average player. In Sonic 2, you still go from one level to the next, fight Eggman in the second act, and yeah. The list of changes becomes even more disappointing in Sonic 3. Yeah, they've added more boss fights and new power-ups, but there's nothing that makes Sonic 3 drastically different from the other Sonic games. Sure, the lightning and bubble shield were cool, but they don't alter gameplay the way the Fire Flower or the Tanuki Suit do in Super Mario Bros. 3. Arguably the most massive change in Sonic 3 was the inclusion of a save feature, which probably should have been there in the first place. Now, looking at Super Mario World, Nintendo continues this pattern of innovation. The overworld map is much more immersive and lively. Nintendo also promotes exploration with the inclusion of secret exits, and the secret exits may lead players to discover the Star Road, Super Mario World's ultimate challenge. And Star Road is a much better challenge than Sonic's Chaos Emeralds. One is a set of bonus levels meant to push players to their limits, while the other locks a really cool piece of gameplay behind a not-so-fun challenge. Sure, Super Mario World downsized the number of power-ups you can have, but it also added Yoshi in its several variations, and Yoshi adds much more variety to the game. I have to stop myself talking about all the cool innovations and changes in Super Mario World, like the ghost house that break up the stereotype of Mario games just run right, or the end goals that just make completing a level more engaging. Whereas for Sonic, I have to find things to talk about, like the new bonus stages. Sega finally starts getting it in Sonic and Knuckles, but even then the most radical change is the addition of a new character, unlike the numerous changes made throughout each Mario game. To be fair, each Sonic game does have better graphics and music than the one before it, but these don't affect gameplay. Now, these Sonic games are some of the greatest games of the early 90s, it's just Sega has an issue of prioritizing the wrong things, and this becomes especially evident as we move into the 3D games. In Sonic Adventure, it seemed like Sega was finally getting things right. They added this more open-world environment that slightly changed as the game went on. There are several different characters with unique goals and levels, and it's interesting how deep Sonic Adventure's story was compared to Super Mario 64's. Yo Mario, come over and have some of this cake I baked. Yahoo! Mario 64 just drops you in the middle of the game and lets you play. Nintendo prioritized creating fun movement and interesting levels. And because Mario 64's win condition is obtaining 70 stars, Nintendo was free to create some incredibly hard stars, coupled with easier ones. This continues to promote Mario's non-linear approach to games, where Sonic Adventure is still stuck on going from one level to the next to the next. Then Sega took a major step backwards with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, while Nintendo took a major risk with Super Mario Sunshine. Sure, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle included battle mechs and 2 campaigns, and even a deeper story, but there's no open world map and the 2 campaigns seem like clones of each other. Sega tried to expand Sonic Adventure 2 Battle with a bunch of level-specific missions like get 100 rings or beat the level within a time limit, but those felt more like padding as each level had the same challenges. Now I have to give credit where credit is due. The inclusion of the Chao Garden is exactly the sort of change that Sonic needed. The Chao Garden added hours of fun into Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, but this mode detracts from the main game instead of adding to it. Yes, the Chao Garden is a radical change, but it seems like it could be its own standalone game, while Super Mario Sunshine takes the iconic movement and tropes from earlier Mario games and gives it this new spin with FLUDD. It's different, yet familiar. And soon Mario would take an even greater leap as he finds himself in space for Super Mario Galaxy. Just the Wii's motion controls were enough to add innovation in this game, as many stars required dragging Mario through obstacles or balancing him on Stingray surfboards using motion controls. While Nintendo gave fans an interstellar journey, Sega released Sonic 06, potentially one of the most controversial games in the Sonic series. From glitches that make the game nearly unplayable to bland levels, Sonic 06 failed to deliver any wow factor. The writing probably had the most thought put into it, and while Sonic's story can be cool at times, I'm equally okay with Mario's nonsensical narratives.
Mario!
After Sonic 06, Sega did start to experiment with more titles like Sonic and the Black Knight and Sonic Unleashed, but it was too little too late. With Sonic, Sega seems more focused on adding cool new edgy characters and telling stories to inspire the next generation of furries, while Nintendo just wants to make fun games. This is true even in the latest console generation with Super Mario Odyssey. Nintendo created a Mario game with all the classic Mario calling cards like backflips, ground pounds, and triple jumps, but created a capture mechanic that adds so much variety to this already open world game. Nintendo did this while the new Sonic Frontiers game seems to lack the heart and soul of what makes Mario so successful. Sonic has definitely defeated Mario outside the gaming world with lots of successful shows and 2 movies, but when it comes to gaming, Sonic needs to get his priorities straight.
Alright, well there you go. That's why Sonic sucks. Sonic literally sucks. That is just another reason why Sonic is not an anime, and why Sonic sucks. Did you know that Sonic sucks? It just sucks. Sonic sucks, baby. Sonic sucks. Just like the Sha, 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 sha. The Dark Ninja sucks. Just like Soberman sucks and Francis E. Diaz sucks. Because their mascot is this guy. That's their mascot. My mascot is Mario. Mario is better than Sonic, and Sonic sucks. Sonic
I was doing
sucks.
some game development, making some art, working on the script for Mario X Sonic Episode 2, when on Twitter a debate cropped up. Who would win, Mario or Sonic? Well, with the recent release of Sonic Frontiers, the debate has once again been brought into question, so I'm here to answer that Mario. The answer is Mario. I'm sorry to just jump first. Now, to give props to Sonic, he's gotten pretty strong. He went from needing Chaos Emeralds to defeat Perfect Chaos, the god of destruction, to being able to easily do it in his base form without breaking his sweat, with something as simple as a homing attack. So that's props. Perfect Chaos is easily god tier planet level. He's been shown to be city level, but I'm positive he could have leveled that planet if Sonic went there to save the day. But here's the thing about Mario though. Most of the enemies he's ever beaten has almost always been in his base form. With the exception of Bowser's Fury, Mario's faced godlike creatures like Dreamy Bowser. Dreamy Bowser quite literally is so powerful, he could bend reality to his liking just by thinking about it. Anything he desires is created at the tip of his fingers. He can infinitely restore health and summon hordes of weapons, battleships, and enemies to his heart's content. He beat Grand Star Bowser, he defeated Stardust, and even outswam a goddamn black hole created by weird sun and moon deities as a part of their petty minigames. For fun. And before the majority of you come to me, pretty sneaky. No, shut up. Unless stated otherwise, majority of Mario's legacy content is considered canon. But okay, let's say it's not. Super Mario Galaxy is stated in the official guide and in the game that Bowser is using the Grand Star's power to directly fuel his generator that'll destroy the universe so he can recreate it in his image. This thing has the power to collapse universes, and Bowser has directly tapped into this power. This puts him at a universal level. How do I know? Because at the end of the galaxy, once the Grand Star is taken away from him, it causes a supernova that resets the whole Mario universe.
So you guys understand that Sonic sucks. Sonic sucks. It's not Japanese. It is a Western cartoon. It's not an anime. It is a bad video game. A horrible, horrible video game that sucks. Sonic sucks in every respect. And the only reason why they have to pay so much attention to movies and like stuff outside of the games is because they're desperate. They're desperate. Mario doesn't even try. Mario released one movie for the first time in 30-something years. And it was a box hit. Absolute box hit. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was terrible. It's terrible. I'll never watch the Sonic movies. I don't care about them. I don't care about Sonic. Mario is cool. Mario is majestic and Sonic is just suck. It's succotage. Has Donald Duck said. No. Has Daffy Duck said. Suffering succotage, Sonic sucks. Succotage.